What are we doing here today?
Hi.
La movie
Hi.
Minions 4. We are watching Fantastic Four. We're looking for the popcorn bucket. The one of Reed Richards holding the bucket because that's what I'm trying to do. Eva. What movie are we watching today?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. It has to be good. This movie has to be good, and I know it's gonna be good. My predictions. Oh, I actually don't know anything. I just want to see Galactus in his full glory.
Guys, I'm just like that.
But you know, everyone's saying, "Oh, obviously Galactus is gonna eat the world. They're gonna flee to the main timeline MCU." But I don't know, and I don't know how they're gonna set this up. But I'm excited. Especially after seeing the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, I'm so ready to see this movie. I'm so ready. I was so hyped after that post-credit scene that it just makes me so much more excited for this. I really like the movie. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. So it's me a couple days later, and I've really had time to look at all the Fantastic Four reviews and everything I've seen online. But I'm actually here to share my thoughts on it because last time I had to go straight to bed and I did not have time to record. So for this movie, I was going in with a blind perspective. Like, I never really grew up reading comic books or anything. Hold on, that like, I think that's a bit better. I read any comic books or anything. You know, I was obviously a fan of the MCU and I've witnessed all of that. And I played video games that have to do with superheroes like that. Like Ultimate Alliance is one of the main games that I remember. Look, going into this movie, I was super excited to see a good Fantastic Four movie because I haven't watched the other Fantastic Four movies, but I've only heard mad things about them. And plus, if it's not part of the MCU, you know, that early 2000s movies, like I've seen things and I'm good. Overall, I thought the plot was pretty tight. I've heard people say it's slow paced. I've heard people say it's fast paced, but in my opinion, it was pretty good pacing. Like the beginning, I love the intro sequence. Like the whole world building and the aesthetic of that world, the New York City, looks so fun and interesting that it looked like it was like the past. Like people were dressed like from the 40s and stuff, but they had futuristic stuff like the cars and stuff, and it was awesome. I love the world building. This movie had the sole purpose of establishing the Fantastic Four and sell it to us, to the people like me that haven't really watched the old movies. The intro scene was perfect. I love the music, I love the aesthetic, and I love how they portrayed it. They didn't give them an origin story. Who cares about origin stories? We're in 2025. Ain't nobody care about origins. The actors had really good chemistry together that you could tell that in the movie they were a family, but like the actors in real life acted like they actually knew each other, like they were friends. For the Fantastic Four, you need actors that have good charisma together, and I think that's really essential in selling the Fantastic Four. Eventually, when it started picking up, when we got to the halfway point, I think it was, when they went into space and the name Galactus was mentioned, and they had like this huge space adventure, and it was awesome. I love seeing the Fantastic Four go into this spaceship and going to see like other worlds and stuff. You know, it's just really cool for my monkey brain to see the neuron activations. One of the things that I was looking forward to is seeing Galactus like in the movie. Like obviously I know the character Galactus, you know, the Eater of Worlds or whatever, and they show him in the movie, and when they first showed him and like his eyes opened and they were purple was so sick. And I love that panel, the characters like standing in front of him, and then it's like obviously his perspective, but he looks huge compared to them just sitting down like this, and he's just basically aura farming. I really like how they used the Silver Surfer and actually gave her motivations, and like, you know, she had some personality, because obviously she didn't have personality and she like was just evil, it'd be over for the Fantastic Four. Like I don't even know what her weaknesses are. I thought he was a guy, by the way, but it's a girl. But moving forward, one of the things I did like about their powers is the creative ways that they showed their powers, in a sense. For example, when Reed Richards was testing out the teleporter and he flips a switch and the power goes out, and all you hear is Reed say, "Johnny," and then you just see, and he turns off. You know, stuff like that. The things that I really liked is how Invisible Woman, when she was getting in an argument with Reed, they had conflict, but she like disappeared, because it's like if you had that power, obviously that's something that you would do. But one of my favorite things that they showed us was when the Thing was shaving with like a sandbell grinder. Like, I just thought it was cool because it's like, you know, you get to see cute stuff like that. What the heck did Reed Richards do? One of the things that I didn't like, they didn't really use their powers against Galactus, like, as a team in a sense. Like, obviously they each went individually against it, but then they just got wrecked. I really wanted to see the Fantastic Four actually fight as a team, as a family. They've been fighting together for 4 years, but you're telling me they didn't do a single combo attack except like the thing in Johnny Storm hitting him and like, you know, it's like they didn't really fight using their teams. Where did Mr. Fantastic use his powers in the whole movie? He like used it to reach for a door or flip a switch, but like he didn't really use his powers. Like, I know he's stretching. I know that there's plenty of creative ways to show that, but I just didn't see that from them. One of the things I also didn't like is that I was super hyped for Galactus and he was cool and like the aura, size, the girth showed him as a super powerful being, but then he shows up to Earth and he's like the size of a building and like they beat him. But those are the things that I really didn't like, but overall the movie was really good. Like I said, I gave it a 4 out of 5, which I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to make that ball. I really liked the movie. The music was good. The theme is good. The characters had really good chemistry. It was a good like bond. You could see them really bond. The middle point when they went to space and Sue Storm's giving birth to Franklin was like super hectic. I was like this the whole time. I was locked in. Galactus was kind of meh. And I wish I could see them fight more as a team. But everything else was really good. And I had a great time. So I'm looking forward to see where they go with this. And obviously the post-credit scene got me hype. But we're going to see where that goes, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Those are my thoughts on the Fantastic Four.